What's going on, peoples? It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Welcome to the OBF, the network, people. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF, the real Cash App, and donate to the channel, people. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. If you need more information to subscribe and donate to the channel, it's down there strolling below, people. All right, man. Big story of the week, basically, you might as well say. Jason Whitlock went at the Stephen A. Smith credibility of basically his life story of him writing his book. And it was out of the blue because I think that Jason Whitlock just like all of a sudden, like a Stephen A. book been out for almost a couple of months now, at least 9 months or some shit like that. It's been out for a minute. So it is not like, you know, he might have said something about Stephen A. Smith book a while ago, but I didn't see it. It wasn't that big of a deal back then. I didn't give a fuck about Stephen A. Smith. I wasn't going to buy or read his book. He's still a sellout. Regardless of that, in this situation right here, he's actually right. But at the same time, it's always jewels that I'm gonna drop on this because it's shit that Jason Whitlock is going to say is going to make my point about a lot of shit that I talk about on this show, about the hypocrisy, the fantasy world that a lot of people live in these days. And it don't necessarily have to be young folks. It could be people my age and older. You know what I mean? It's just weird times that we are in, and it's just weird. But Stephen A. was right about Jason Whitlock. Jason Whitlock is a hater. Outside of him being a coon and a sellout, he's a hater. Jason Whitlock is the typical person that people try to avoid in life. You can't befriend a guy like this unless you do it the way he wants you to do it. And if he sees that you have a lane of doing something the way you doing it, and you're on his level with it, or you're coming up behind him, or he sees that you are projecting to go, you know, he sees you higher than him, he has so much hate in his heart for you, or he despises you so much because it's just in him. I don't know if it's because how he was raised, or that he's that insecure about himself. I don't know. But Jason Whitlock will tear down anybody in his path to be better. I think honestly, he'll do it to anybody. Him just being a hater, it don't matter what color skin you are, woman, man. It doesn't matter. If he can tear you down to get to where he wants to get at, he gonna do it. He's gonna make sure he gonna do everything in his power to get where he gotta get. Right? So Stephen A. Smith is not lying about that. Right? It's obvious if you listen to Jason Whitlock long enough, you'll know exactly what I'm saying is true. Right? The other thing about Jason Whitlock, other than him being a hater, he's a sellout. Only time he actually criticized white folks, right, is if they're liberals, if they somehow side with a lot of black people. He has an issue with them, white folks. But the racists, the bigots, the homophobes, the sexist type of white folks, the evil motherfuckers, the bad ones, right? He doesn't have a problem with siding with them. He has no problem with those white people because he's automatically a hater. So if you think of somebody that's racist or bigot or some shit like that, it mostly comes of they hate and discriminate against people is because they're jealous and they just a hater, right? That's normally what a fucking racist and a bigot is. So Jason, him being a hater, he connects with racists. If that makes any sense to y'all. If you hate on people and you got hate in your heart, if somebody's white, that's a bigot or whatever, has that type of same character and who they kind of are, and it's just in them, you're going to connect with that. That's something that you're going to be cool with. That's why he always side with racists. So it doesn't shock me that he's a sellout. It doesn't shock me that he's a hater, but it's probably going to shock people that I'm actually agreeing with Stephen A. Smith. And this clip that I'm getting ready to show you proves everything that Stephen A. Smith said was right. Right? And the second thing is, he's going to prove my point of how ridiculous religious people really actually thinks. Right? I ain't knocking religion, but the thought process of these type of people. Right? And what they think is fake and phony, and then some shit that they believe in, they don't see the naive shit in that. Right? But I got a word for these religious nuts. I got a word that's going to fuck with them and it's going to trigger them. But let's get into what Jason Lillard. He's sitting down with Warren Sapp and Marshall Faulk. NFL Super Bowl winners, Hall of Famers. I mean, they was elite at their shit, at their position, at their height in the NFL. They're one of the greatest. Okay, so they're going back and forwards with Jason Whitlock of his fucked up way of thinking, and it's weird because it's okay to have disagreements. It's one thing to tell me that I'm a bad person because I don't think the way you think. And I ain't hurt nobody the way how I'm acting. But, or whatever, because I don't believe in what you believe in. So that makes me a bad person. Watch this shit. I mean, listen to this.
Not a go-getter. If you ain't got the heart to go out and take what you want, shut up.
Nah. We need them in life. That's why the
I'm not saying we don't need them. I'm just saying shut up.
Nah, we need them.
No, we need that. No, we need that.
We need that opinion.
Yeah, we need that.
Listen. This is why I can't take some of these people that's so-called claim that they're religious people. I know real religious people. They don't talk like this. I don't give a damn that this is his job to be entertaining and how he is. Religious people that's really religious, that's serious about religion, don't speak this way of talking to other people. If you're not a go-getter, then shut up. Like a little bitch. But anyway, I don't know religious people like this. Real religious people I know. I was very religious at one period of time, people, so I know where real religious people are. And how they act and how they move. He's not religious. He's picking and choosing of how he wants to be religious. And I'm going to prove it. Let's move on.
Yeah. If
the three of us sat on here and agreed this would be a shitty show.
There's no question. I think people are enjoying this, and I'm enjoying it.
And that's why doing right wingers and people like Jason Whitlock, you don't sit down and entertain their bullshit because they are enjoying of triggering you. Number one, right? Then number two, when you can get under their skin, which is with Warren Sapp, he's a buck dancer too, but Marshall Faulk seems like he's a stand-up guy, right? When Marshall Faulk is a very calm individual, right? His demeanor is just that way. So and he got a grace about him, right? So he's not a yell scream type of guy, right? It don't seem that way, right? He's not gonna like that Marshall Faulk makes sense, question his bullshit, but he's calm with it. That's the only way you can have conversations with these stupid people, right? But I don't have the temperament for it. That's number one. That's why I don't talk to people like this. I can't even have conversations with people I actually like sometimes because they're not in the same headspace that I'm in mentally. So I just, okay, all right, man. Like, you know what I mean? But that's just me. So I don't have the same temperament to be sitting around having conversations with stupid people like this. But this is why you don't sit down with them getting ratings and, you know, people is going to watch this. This is all this was about. So a part of me at a certain point start to think and believe that you don't really believe in what you're fucking saying that you believe in, Jason Whitlock. Because part of this is a game for you, it's a show, but you're a very religious man. You're an honorable man, right? But you go around, you disrespect people, you talk down to people. That's not godlike, bro. Tearing people down every chance you get. That's not godlike. That's not a man of God. Jason Whitlock, I'm experienced in that. I used to be very, very religious, probably as religious as you are, but not as crazy. Just trying to tell you. And I know you're a little older than I am, but it doesn't matter. I was religious. I grew up in the same type of black environment of religion, of church, that you did. So, please don't say I ain't qualified to speak on what I'm saying. And you said quote some shit out the Bible. I don't really give a fuck about speaking anything about the Bible because I don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe in your religion. So there's no reason for me to learn anything about it, even though I do know some things about it. But let's move on. But this is not godlike, Jason Whitlock. It's not godlike.
It's awesome.
Hey, that's what it's supposed to be.
But you're undercutting, contradicting, disagreeing, which is no problem. But my message that I'm trying to send to young people is, go get what you want. It's out there in America. This whole thing, nobody gets handed anything, and the people that do.
Who's telling you that? Is that your opinion? Or is you actually seeing that? Or somebody's telling you that? Who's telling you that young folks are out here talking about they want somebody to give them something? Listen, it ain't just young folks like that. If you want to be very honest about it, it's people your age, Jason Whitlock. But you know what's even worse than people that you pretend that says, give me, you know, give me a handout. These type of people you talk about that you talk down to, because you don't know everybody's situation and circumstances either. So it's very hypocritical and not godlike to be talking down to people. But anyway, you know what's even worse? People like you that'll step on any and everybody to get to the top. People you would pretend to call friends, like Stephen A. Smith said. I don't think Stephen A. Too many people says this shit about Jason Whitlock. So come on now. You know the real reason why Stephen A. Smith, he hasn't got ripped by the black community just yet? Just yet. Is because Stephen A. Smith knows how to play the game to the point of where he does just enough to get enough black people to ride with him or do some shit for black people, right? And have them, because he's the type of dude that'll call them people his friends before they call him their friend. He's just one of those dudes like that. He's a coward, right? He's a dude that try to pretend that he's a leader, but he's a dude that he just want to fit in. Right? But he knows how to play the game on both sides. He know how to play some black people, because some black people still keep falling for Stephen A. Smith bullshit. But he know how to play them white folks. He know how to be a good old boy. Not a good old boy, but a good old boy. He know how to play that game. But Jason Whitlock wants to only play a good boy and doesn't know how to bamboozle black folks to still believe that he's still on their side. That's the difference. That's the only difference between him and Stephen A. But Stephen A. Smith is right about his character, who he is. He will tear down anybody to get to the top. But that's what makes him a bad and horrible person. Then he's calling people that always looking for handouts. You're worse than them. Because you're not even really trying your damn self. You're willing to tear down somebody else to bump them out the way. And you may not be all that good or qualified to be there. You may not have the it factor. Because from what I'm understanding, from a lot of people that work with you, Jason Whitlock, you was a hell of a journalist. You was. Remember that. You was a hell of a journalist. Hell of a writer. But you ain't have the it. You ain't know how to play the game. So that's why you at the situation that you're at right there over there with the Blaze, one of the racist companies, because that was the only place that you could get accepted at. And there's plenty of racist companies, right, that's got bigotry and racism in it, but ESPN, Fox, all of them. But they didn't want you because you're toxic. You even, the racist white people at some of those spots, them bigots, them motherfuckers, they thought you was toxic. So, it's one thing of being a sellout, bro. You're an obnoxious sellout. You get on everybody's nerves, and then you try to pretend that you're better than everybody. And that's the thing. That's why I believe everything Stephen A. Smith said. All you got to do is listen to him and watch him. He tells you everything that you need to know about him. He's a very insecure dude trying to pretend that he's very confident and he's godlike because he used God to build up his confidence, to be religious. So I'm one of God's kids, but you take that religious shit away from, he's a fat nobody. But anyway, let's move on.
The people that do all the whining and complaining, you're not going to get nothing because you're just sitting around whining and complaining.
They're going to get something. There's a chance for them to get something. Somebody going to do something for it. Something. They're just waiting.
If you're a man,
fund me account every day. Here's what can happen. There's a something every day. Here's what happened, okay?
First of all, he thinks everybody that's a black liberal is begging for something. It's a difference, or looking for a handout. It's a difference when you're trying to fight to make the playing field equally. He doesn't know the difference anymore. Or he maybe never have. But he doesn't understand the difference of somebody's begging for handouts, of somebody pleading and fighting to make the playing field equally so others can get the right opportunity, get the best opportunity like everybody else, to get a fair shot. He doesn't understand the difference between that. Listen, at a certain point at Jason Whitlock's life right now, he thinks if nobody agrees with he agrees with, they are all bad people at this point for him. Or you going down the wrong path in your life when you're sitting there with two dudes that's worth more money than you and establish more than you did in your whole fucking career. And they did in a couple of years in the NFL. They're respected. You're not. You fucked your whole career up because you was just that bad of a person. Not because you wasn't intelligent, not because you wasn't qualified to do the job. You was just a bad person. And then you sit there and you bitch and complain about everybody else's lives. But look at your own life. And if you're okay with where you have fell to or where you at in your life, that's fine. But why are you worrying about what everybody else's life is? That's my problem with Jason Whitlock. You're so driven by worrying about what other people's lives is, that like you shouldn't give a fuck. It's actually very disturbing in a way and weird. You're a man that has never been married before. Why is that? You may have had some girlfriends, but we ain't never seen them. You can't, not in this day and time, you can't be that damn private about having a girlfriend. Unless you're just an irrelevant type of person that nobody really gives a fuck about your personal life. That maybe maybe that's probably what that could be. And it's the same thing with like Tim Scott. Like nobody really gave a fuck if Tim Scott had a wife or a girlfriend. I thought he was married and had kids, but I was wrong. It might have been somebody. Matter of fact, you know what? That's my bad. That was what's the name I was thinking about? The senator from Georgia, the black pastor, forgot his name. Damn, I can't think his name right now. But I was thinking of him, and I got them mixed up a little bit. But Tim Scott never had a wife and never was married. Never had a girlfriend that we knew about. You can't be that private. Shit, I want motherfuckers to know I got a wife. I got a girlfriend. But I get it. You in the public eye, you want to kind of, that person may not want to be out there like that. I get it. But nobody gave a fuck about Tim Scott and his relationship until he started wanting to run for president. Nobody gave a fuck about him. He's the only black Republican in the Senate. Nobody gives a fuck in the Republican Party. Nobody gives a fuck about him. It's probably a no win now. I think it's like a no win, maybe. I could be wrong. I think it's like one or two more. So, but he's the only black one I know of. And it's probably one more. I can't think of his name. But come on, bruh. Jason Whitlock, man, stop worrying about what everybody else doing with their life, bro. Just worry about you, bro. Talk about football. Talk about sports. You don't have to get personal with people. And that's why you, at this point, can't get a job at some of these big corporations anymore. And you know you want to be there.
Happen, okay?
Wow.
Without undercutting, all right, and without doing all the other stuff you said, we can have a difference of opinion.
Yes, of
and
course.
It's none of those negative things. It's just
What did I say was negative?
Undercutting.
That's not negative. That's just you're contradicting, disagreeing with my message.
Hey man, I ain't never seen nobody that.
I will disagree with your message if you're disrespecting people. Of course, if I wanted to have a conversation with somebody, right, and they seen me from afar, right, and I'm sitting here and I'm being mean and disrespectful to people all the time, and every time you hear me, I'm just downing people all the time, disrespecting their lifestyles and just disrespecting them, period, because I don't agree with their lifestyle, or disagree. I don't agree with how they running their life or whatever, whatever they believe in, right? Nobody gonna want to hear your message. Of course, people are going to have a problem with your message. Your message might come off better if you was a little bit more genuine with it. If you want to put it that way, it's not genuine. It comes off as bitter. It comes off as you hating. It comes off as that you're judging. And it comes off as you don't care that I'm trying to do something positive for other people, but you're mad because I'm not doing it the way you think I should be doing it. So you insult. So you disrespect. That's not a good message. Regardless of how whatever you saying doesn't make any sense. That's why him and Candace Owens and the rest of them, they wonder why a lot of black people don't fuck with them. It's because it ain't that your message is always we always disagree with it. The problem with the message is, or even if we disagreeing with it, it's the way how you're presenting that message. It's the way how you're disrespecting others because they're not doing it the way you think they should do it. You're not seeing what they're trying to, the good part of what they're trying to do. You're just only focusing on the shit that if they did it this way, I would be okay with it. Like, come on, bruh. You're not talking about people that's intentionally trying to hurt people. You're assuming that, but it's not that way. You probably know that, but you don't care because you wish you could do it that way. You wish you can have black people to listen to you in that way, but you can't because you don't know how to be a good human being. That's on you. That's a character. That's a flawed character that Jason Whitlock has. That's some shit he may need to work on. But hey, he may be at an age where he say, "Fuck it, I don't care." So at a certain point, a lot of black people say, "Well, fuck it, we don't care about you. We don't care either. We gonna keep roasting your big fat ass."
Yeah. Undercutting. I'm just saying we have a difference of opinion.
Right.
That's it.
Agree to disagree.
That's it.
That's it.
That's not enough for him.
I want them to know that they have options in life.
And the number one option they need to take is to go get it.
You don't get to decide that for them.
I know I don't.
No,
but
but
I'm
you
just
are.
giving them advice.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Because you said the number one option. Who told you that? Who told you the number one option is getting good with religion or being religious? Who told you that? Because you damn sure ain't heard that from God. Listen, people, I don't like going down this road, but I have to. He didn't hear that from God. God didn't tell him that. It ain't nothing in his Bible told him that. They live in these type of people live in a make-believe fantasy world. These people had never talked to God. So how do you know that? Who told you that? Now you can say your experience would be the number one thing that helped you, but that's not for everybody. And just because everybody don't go down that path with you doesn't mean that people are bad. That the path that you went down or your religion and your belief doesn't mean people are bad. I don't believe I'm a bad human being because I'm not religious. I have never heard anybody come walk up to me and say I was a bad person. I have never had that. Not a friend, not a family. Even if somebody that didn't fuck with me no more, they don't like me no more. Nobody can say I'm a bad person. They probably can say they don't like my character. They may not like certain things I said or certain things, but ain't nobody never ever called me a bad person. You can't do that, bro. And you have to understand, when people are not on your level of doing something, you have a right to not fuck with them. And that's okay, but you don't have to turn people down every chance you get. It's just weird, bro. I don't understand why people move like that. I don't wake up thinking about shit like that. How can I be mean to people today? How can I talk down to people that don't agree with me today? I don't wake up like that, bro. That's not. It's just a weird thing to have. It's a weird thing to act like. Like, you get what I mean? To like have that type of thing in you. It's just weird, bro. I don't understand that, man. Let's move on.
But you are.
Know the route to go
But
get
you
it.
are.
And then tell them if they don't like the route, shut the hell up. You wild with it.
Like the minute you say this is the number one thing, you've decided
You decided the number one thing.
It's not just advice, it's the number one thing.
This is
Here's
it.
the number one thing.
Now, I will agree with the number one thing. Trust me, if you get right with God and get into your Bible and realize that you are.
What if they don't believe in God? Now you can't make it in life if you don't believe in God based on what you're saying.
It's tougher. It's a lot tougher.
First of all, bro, life is tough anyway. You know what actually is tougher? when for some odd reason he doesn't get this, and a lot of people don't, he ain't the only one, right? Is that it's only a few things in life that type of people I wouldn't fuck with, right? People like Jason Whitlock, I can't, it's not even worth my time, right? I don't fuck with people that's pedophiles. I don't fuck with people that shooting gangbang and shit. I don't do that. But that doesn't mean that I don't try to help those type of people. Try to get them to see a different path of what the fuck they're doing. I'm telling them I don't fuck with that. A pedophile, I really don't give a fuck. That's just one type of people that I just wouldn't. For me, ain't no helping those type of people. That's it's like one of the rules of life of some, being a human being. You just don't do to another human being. And I understand a lot of those people that do shit like that has a past of being victimized the way they victimize their victims. Right? So I get that. But I can't fuck with people like that. People that gang bang and be shooting at each other in the hood and shit, these motherfuckers you can help save. If you want to. Everybody's not a lost cause like like pedophiles and rapists and shit. They're a lost cause to me. That's just my truthful belief and opinion. And anybody, you can ask the average person that they would give up on that person and wouldn't give a fuck about that person. But some people will help them. But I'm not one of them. But Jason Whitlock, I wouldn't mind sitting down and talking to people like Jason Whitlock if we really actually going to try to come to an understanding. But I wouldn't waste my time. But if you gay if you're a racist, I definitely don't got time for you. That's the number one thing. Another thing that it's like a pedophile to me. I give less fuck about racist people. Ain't no helping them. That's some shit that they gotta wanna do. They gotta wanna change that. That ain't nothing I can help you with. It ain't a conversation that me and you can have that could change your belief of hating people. Honestly. That's something in you that you need to fix. That's on you. But if you gay or you're a different race or some shit, like, I don't got a problem with that. I can work with people. I can talk, like, you get what I mean? There's nothing wrong with that. And they don't, people, listen, just think about it. You think about how misguided a lot of religious people are. Because it's a lot of other religions out here that believe in horrible shit. And will do horrible shit to people. Because their religion says that. Their belief says that. So, not necessarily you get right with a God, because every religion got their own different types of what their God looks like. Believe it or not. Honestly. So, what religion you are telling me I have to be right with? With God? Which one? Because I don't know, even your God, I don't know if I want to fuck with that God. Just saying here. You got to get right with God. Nigga, with God.
Wow.
Okay, say that then.
But what?
Are you afraid to burn in hell?
Excuse me?
Are you afraid to burn in hell?
Yeah.
Okay, just check.
Yeah. But
You shouldn't be afraid. You shouldn't. You shouldn't be afraid of nothing like that. And the reason I say that is because the simple fact, if he claims that he's this God, he's this religious man, he got right with God, he shouldn't fear hell. Because you should be, you claiming you're doing the right thing with your God, right? So you shouldn't be scared of something that you know if you're doing the right thing, you shouldn't be scared of that. Listen, it's like, listen, years ago, I used to be scared of dying. I think everybody was scared to die. I ain't scared to die. I ain't scared to die. I just don't want to die too soon not to be here for my daughter. That's the only thing. Because I know the end will come. You're going to die one day. So why fear it? So that's how I know he doesn't even really believe in what he says he believes in about religion. You shouldn't be afraid of going to hell if you are what you say you are and you're doing the right thing in life. You're living up to, you say that the God standards, your God standards, your religion. So what are you so afraid of? Why you are afraid of going to hell? I told you, they don't even believe in what they believe in. They're hypocrites. They're picking and choosing shit out of that phony ass Bible, out of that phony ass religion that was man written. Nobody in their fucking life have ever seen God. Nobody. I don't give a fuck. You could talk to the most religious person. They have never seen him. And if they have talked to him, them bitches is crazy. They have been in, you need to put their ass, you need to lock them up in the cuckoo bin. Them bitches cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Nobody ain't never seen God, nigga. And they said they lying. They talk to God, they lying. So this is a fairy tale. They believe, Jason Whitlock and a lot of these religious people believe in the fairy tale. That book, that Bible ain't no different than Cat in the Hat, nigga. They don't even know if that shit is true. Nobody knows. That shit is just in any Bible, they don't know if that's true. In any religion, they don't know it's true. And if any religious person tell you that, they're a goddamn liar. They're hoping and praying that what they believing in is true. They do not believe that all that shit is true in their religions. I don't care how religious they are. That, you know why I know? Because why you always backsliding? They backslide. A lot of religious people backslide. I told you my belief. Do I believe it's a God? Yeah. I believe it's a higher power. But I don't know that for sure. But that's just my belief. But do I believe in religion? Hell no. I don't believe in anybody's religion. That shit is all weird shit to me. That shit is a fairy tale. These motherfuckers do not know if God real. I can believe in God, but still don't know if it's real. Still don't know if God real. Hope he is. I have to believe in something so I can be a good person. Because if I don't believe in something, then I just be out this bitch treating people any kind of motherfucking way, especially with my type of background or where I come from. There's so many horrible people out here, you get caught up with the wrong crowd and start doing horrible shit with them, which I did. But I'm not going to sit out here and tell everybody, you got to believe in God because I do. Everybody has their own path to believe and do what the fuck they want to do when it comes to religion, or not fuck with religion, or believe in a God, or not believe in God. I'm not going to be saying you're a bad person because you don't believe in God, because I don't. I mean, because I do. Come on, man. This shit is weird. They weird, man. That's why I stay away from these.
Even more than that, though, as I know that there's a wisdom spelled out in the Bible that's undefeated. You can't lose if you follow that wisdom and guidance. And again, I don't know coming in.
It's a book. with fairy tales in it. It's like these niggas believe in Christmas, nigga. They believe in Santa Claus. It's only for kids, bro. That shit is, at a certain age, bro, as a kid, you stop believing in Santa Claus, nigga, and the tooth fairy and all that shit. It's a fairy tale. I know I'm going rub some religious people wrong, but hey, man, stop trying to push your religion on people. I wouldn't even come to this point of rubbing them wrong if they stop doing that shit. And stop telling everybody else they bad because we don't believe in their religion. How the fuck you know I'm a bad person? You don't even know me. So how you gonna assume that I'm bad? Well, I'm taking the wrong path in life. How the fuck you know? I ain't out selling drugs and hurting and trying to shoot and kill people. Fuck are you talking about? I'm a married man with a child. I'm a family man. Got a job, retired, and still got a job, on my own business, on my own cars, on my own house. What are you talking about? How am I bad? I'm actually living a righteous life. I don't break laws. I don't go around fucking with people. What are you talking about? It's sad, man. Don't let listen, this is the whole point of these right-wing nuts. And these evangelicals, man, stay the fuck away from me, man. Stay away from people's lives. You don't get to try to control people's lives with your fucked up religion. Who told you that? Who even told you that abortions is bad? It's not even in your Bible that says that. They have had abortions in the Bible. They don't tell y'all that, do they? Yeah. They pick and choose shit out the Bible, bro.
Coming in, at this moment, I don't know where y'all stand on religious beliefs. But that's part of the disconnect that I think I'm hearing is just like, I have a biblical worldview that I can't be a victim because I'm with Jesus Christ.
I ain't a victim even, Jason Whitlock, and I ain't with your Jesus Christ. I'm not with your God. I'm not with your religion. I'm not with your type of beliefs. I don't believe in it. And I'm not a victim. I don't play victim. I tell my black folks don't play victim. But you're damn sure she'll fight for justice. You're damn sure fight for having everybody getting treated equally and fighting against wrong. And there's nothing wrong with that. And that's not crying and whining. He doesn't even know the difference between that anymore. Listen, Jason Whitlock, if that's the case, right? Then how about you just mind your motherfucking business about black issues? It's like me, like if I'm trying to help somebody and somebody keeps saying they don't want me to help them. They don't want to fuck with me. I'm not going to beg you. I'm not going to keep fucking trying to push to help you. I'm not doing that. You got your own life. You making your own decisions. If that's the life you want to live that. I can just tell you some of the shit you're doing. Hey, man, you're making it hard for yourself. But go ahead. Do you, man. I won't be associated with it, but hey, do you. I ain't going to talk down and bad about you all the time because that ain't going to help you. But I ain't going to sit there and act like I'm okay with what you're doing. That's all you got to say. You don't have to tear down people because they're not doing or not taking your help. That's basically what he's saying. They're not listening to me. Maybe it's your delivery, bruh. Maybe that people see the hypocrisy in what you be saying and how you act. What you say and how you act. Sometimes it's just hypocritical, man.
I can't. There's nothing I can't accomplish because I'm with Jesus Christ.
Walking in the light.
I've seen so many of my friends that are like me, not the sharpest tools in the shed, but have a biblical understanding, and it makes them smarter. It makes them appear smarter. People foolishly think that I'm smart, and then I show them my transcripts, and
So here's my question.
Right. You see what they tore down his friends to tell them that they're not the sharpest tools in the shed, right? Then he turned around, he tells on himself, and then he says, people find out that I'm not that damn smart. So he's just reflecting, he probably don't got no friends like that. They probably smarter than him. I don't believe Jason Whitlock got genuine friends. But that's just my opinion. But so believing in God make you smart. Pretend to be smart. People think that people are smarter than what they are. I have never heard no bullshit like that in my life. Have never heard that. That is some desperate shit right there, bro. To get people to believe in your religion, bro. Don't do that. And don't put that on God, bro. Don't do that, Jason Whitlock. Don't put that on God, bro. It's like my wife. She don't like motherfuckers say on God and and use God's name in vain. She don't like that shit. But come on, bro. Don't put that on God like that, man. People think that your friends are smart because they believe in God. They think they're smarter than what they really are. Are you serious, bro? Listen, it's a lot of people, and I'm one of them. I see through bullshit. I might not catch it right away all the time, but sooner or later, you'll show yourself who you really are. Just is what it is. And I ain't saying I'm the most smartest person in the world, but I ain't stupid, nigga. Fuck that mean. So if I get religion in my life, it'll cover up for me being stupid? Or being not as smart? What are you talking about, Jason Whitlock? That shit doesn't even make any sense. A motherfucker that's not that bright, regardless of what they believe in, they're still not that damn bright. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? People will see that shit at the wild. At the wild, people, you only can pretend of how intelligent that you think, that people think you are. Right? You only can pretend. At the wild. Your shit will come out at the wild. That's why I don't lie to people. Think I'm dyslexic. I don't sit there and try to pretend I'm the most smartest person in the world. I have a very hard time reading little words, right? And pronouncing shit, right? But I ain't no fucking idiot, right? I ain't the most book smart person in the world, but nigga, I can read. Nigga, I can comprehend. I got a lot of you would say street smarts and reality smarts. I'm very well rounded in life. But why would I sit there and lie and be acting like I don't have a disability and reading and certain shit like that? Like, people can see through that shit after a while. You try to hide shit like that. Come on, bro. Stop it. And then you say, oh, if you get God, people ain't going to be able to see it. Come on. Stop that. Come on. Jason Whitlock, man. Listen, man. Listen. You ain't talking to no motherfucker that just was born last night or some shit, motherfucker. Come on, man.
When you hit that 2.3 and you were smoking weed, were you within its biblical sense as well then?
yeah,
or you just
but I was backsliding.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
but yeah, I grew up in the church.
For years? I mean, listen, I know what they say in the Bible about backsliding and shit like that, right? Listen, for years you was backsliding, huh? You was still religious, but you was backsliding for years. Listen, this is why I don't fuck with religious people, right? And no disrespect, cause some are good people. This is why I don't fuck with religion and some religious people. I say some religious people. These motherfuckers act like, yo, a lot of religious people was not always religious, right? And then some was, and then some, like he said, backslide. They had their time in life where they was doing fuck shit. Some are still pretending to be religious and doing fuck shit. You know why? Because people are not perfect. If you read the Bible, you better not do nothing wrong. You damn near got to be a perfect person to be religious. I keep telling, if you really read that Bible, read this religion, this Christianity religion, you read that shit, you damn near got to be a perfect person. If you don't be perfect every day, every second of the world, you are a bad person. If you read their Bible, if you believe in what they believe in. I found out that, nigga, the most mean, hypocritical, somewhat bad people are in the church, in religion. They are bad. People, it's a lot of bad shit that be happening in churches. The reason that in these religious, I call them cults. Listen, the only reason you don't hear about that shit is because they are protected in America. They are very protected. Because of religious rights. They are very protected. That's why you hear years later that young kids are being molested, and then they get older and then they speak on that shit. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, if you live in some type of religious area with a police chief and the police sheriff or whatever is religious, he go to the same church. The fire department go to the same, social workers, everybody going to the same church, these same churches. And next door neighbors, it's hard for these young kids to get out and speak on them being molested by a lot of these people that is in this church. In these churches. It's a lot of molestation going on in these churches. It's a lot of freaky shit behind the scenes in these churches. Just trying to tell you. How you, listen, think of Israel. How are they so religious, right? That's what God, whatever, right? Because it's a religious war. They so religious, right? How is it okay that this religious state, this religious country, that government, so everything religious over there in Israel. That's why the Jewish people be over here talking that bullshit, right? Everybody talking all this bullshit. Why is everybody okay with these motherfuckers? You supposed to be so religious. Why are you okay with them over there bombing and killing innocent children? Why? Just trying to tell y'all, man. This shit is not. Listen, they have made religion real. It's not real. It's a fairy tale. They've been doing this shit for centuries, believe it or not. Fighting religious wars. Hitler was very religious. He did what every other dictator and crazed, dementic motherfucker do, just like a lot of people in America, the people that sit in Congress, them same so-called religious people use religion and run this country, try to run this country over religion. And use religion in a bad way. They always have done that. This shit ain't nothing new. That's why you can't believe everything in the fucking Bible. Because these motherfuckers, through centuries, has been writing in the Bible that these so-called stupid motherfucking religious people believe in. They just wrote in it. People, like I said, I'm going to just tell y'all to be very honest with people. And this may hurt some religious people's fault. Even these motherfuckers, religious folks, everybody, we don't know why we here. We assume. We hoping and praying this is why we here. For whatever reasons we be here, right? We ain't gonna know why we was here. We ain't gonna know why we was here. We don't know if we gonna go to hell or heaven. We don't know what death is. We don't know what it's like to be dead. You know why? Because we alive. So how the fuck they know? So a spirit came back and told them how hell was. Motherfuckers knew what the devil actually really looked like. They talked to the devil too. So you talk to the devil and you talk to God. Come on, man. It's a fairy tale, man. I know I'm gonna rub some religious people wrong, but you need to stop the fuckery. You need to stop trying to control other people's lives. You don't have the right to do that. I don't give a fuck about what your Bible says, what your religion says. You don't get the right to control others. Not in that way. I told you, all you gotta do is look at a lot of them third world countries, Saudi Arabia, a lot of them motherfucking countries. Look how they treat the people. And these are supposed to be so-called religious people. Look how they treat their people. Look at Israel. Look at Israel. That's supposed to be a religious country. Look how they treat their people. And they treat others. Say this shit, listen. They use religion to be cruel. They've been doing it for centuries. That's why I don't give a fuck about the Israel government, nigga. I don't give a fuck about that shit. I don't care. I care about the Israel people that's innocent, but I don't give a fuck about the government, nigga. I don't give a fuck about Hamas, none of them motherfuckers either, but I give a fuck about them people that live there. Give a fuck about the Hamas government, nigga. You think I care? You think I give a fuck about little Kim and his government? No, I don't give a fuck about them. I give a fuck about how those people are getting treated and misguided. That goes for all Saudi Arabia, all of them, man. Fuck them. Fuck them governments, man. They are using religion as a weapon to control people. In the United States, nigga, the government too. Look what they trying to do. They've been controlling black people, black slaves with religion in this country. How did you think they really had us to submit and be okay with being slaves? You think black people just all of a sudden stop fighting? No, nigga. They made us believe in a religion that say in their religion is saying it's okay for us to be slaves. I'm telling y'all. They was picking and choosing shit out of their little Bible. I wouldn't be surprised, people, that the Bible that y'all see now, a lot of that shit that's in the Bible was written back in the day when the so-called forefathers and slavery was when they had slavery. A lot of that shit was probably written back then. And what these motherfuckers believe in the Bibles now. That shit is man-made. They always keep coming out with new parts of the Bible. How the fuck is that possible? How is that? The new Quran, how the fuck, what? The new what? How can that be new? I ain't seen God. When was he here? Lately, like, was he here lately and I missed it or something? Somebody, God sent somebody down here to come tell us when he come down here. Y'all bet, man. Listen, man. I know I'm gonna make some people upset, man, but the truth is the truth. Facts is facts. People believe in a lot of shit that don't make no sense. And sometimes some shit that you believe in doesn't hurt people, right? It's just your belief, right? But some shit that people believe in hurts other people. And they use it to hurt people. To try to pretend it's the right thing, and it's not. Let's move on.
In the church, and yes, all these my father put his.
No,
my
I'm just
father,
saying, no, I wanted to make sure. I didn't know if this was like,
No.
if you
Turn
were
over, you know.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, because somebody might be sitting at home right now and they have the same thing that you have. They need to know that at one point in time you want a slippy slide.
No question. But again, my grandmother planted some seeds in me. A church.
First of all, no religious person was ever always religious. You can't comprehend religion until you get older anyway. So a 5-year-old or a 6-year-old, regardless if they know how to read, right? Or a 7-year-old or 10-year-old or some shit like that. Have you ever tried to read the Bible? People? As an adult, it's still hard for me to understand the Bible a little bit. You get what I'm saying? Because they all over the place. So, like, I tell you this. If somebody makes write a tell-all book about themselves, right? That shit ain't always factual. Stephen A. Smith book is not all the way accurate. It's not 100% truthful. Not saying that it ain't at least 90 to 95% true. About 5% of that, a lot of that shit in there ain't true. He probably over-exaggerated some of that shit. And that's with anybody book. Barack Obama book, Michelle Obama book. I guarantee you. So how is it that we can read? You can look at get the Bible and think that everything in that Bible is 100% true. Some of the shit in the Bible don't even make any sense. You read the Bible actually contradicts itself. Just trying to tell you. If you really read the Bible really, and you comprehend it, listen, if you really read the Bible, we should be vegans. We shouldn't even be eating animals. But it's parts in the Bible where they start killing animals. Real talk. Just trying to tell you. Listen, it is no such thing of a religion to me. They're just making up shit. All their religion contradicts itself. Any religion, you name it, Christianity, being a Muslim, whatever, Catholic, whatever. You read any of their books, it all contradicts each other. It all contradicts their so-called Bible or religion or Quran or whatever it may be. It's all contradicting. It's contradicting when you look at it. I mean, when you read it. Honestly. None of that shit is accurate 100%. None of it. It ain't a book this day 100%. I don't give a fuck who you are. People has always over-exaggerated shit in their memoirs and documentaries, life stories, writing life stories about your life in a book, like as far as a book. That shit, some of that shit is they over-exaggerate shit. And people, listen, and it's very hard. I don't give a fuck how smart you are and how good your memory are. You leave out details in your life that you can't remember. If you're writing a book, you can't remember every motherfucking thing you did in your life. It's impossible. That's why people skip over certain shit. That's why you see chapters. It's impossible to remember everything you did in your life. Impossible. I don't give a fuck how bright and smart you are. I don't give a fuck how good your memory is. It's impossible, bro. Impossible.
Yeah, church planted some seeds in me. And then my father, who wasn't a religious, acted up with the principles he applied in life. And he didn't know it, but they were very consistent with what's in the Bible. And, he wasn't a religious person, but he was a Booker T.
First of all, he didn't know that his principles lined up with religion. No, he didn't. See, Jason Whitlock, please, you're not that bright. You're not as smart as you think you are. Okay, you're not as smart as you think you are. Listen, and I'm not saying you ain't smart, but you're not as smart as you think you are, where you can just say shit and act like that shit makes sense. Okay? Your father used to keep side hoes. He didn't, and no disrespect, God rest that man, so there's no disrespect on that life. He might have been a good man. But he has a horrible fucking son. But anyway. Because I think his dad has passed away, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, his dad is passed away. So God rest his father's soul. See, if I was such an evil person, I would say bad shit about your daddy. But I'm not, Jason Whitlock. See, I'm not religious and I ain't as horrible as you. Or as horrible as you think I am. Because I don't believe in your God. But anyway. His daddy had side hoes. That ain't in the Bible. How his principles match up. He used to cheat on Jason Whitlock's wife. Mother. I'm sorry. How his principles line up with your religion? You should say some. See, you think you smarter than everybody in the room. I caught that. His principles lined up with religious principles. He didn't even know it. You mean some? Because all of his principles did not live up. And his character, who he is, didn't live up to everything which your religion says. Your daddy was out there being a rolling stone, nigga. He was out there getting busy on the side. And still married. Nobody's saying that your daddy wasn't a good father. He wasn't a good man. See how that works? See how you can give your daddy a pass for being somebody that cheated on your mama, nigga? But you mad at everybody else because we ain't religious as you. Let's move on. But he's going to say something else that shows why he was raised to be a male chauvinist too. People keep forgetting. Jason Whitlock is like 50-something years old. So he was born in the 70s or some shit. Okay? Right, hold up. Jason Whitlock like 50. No, Jason Whitlock up there. He about 55. So yeah, he was about. It might have been 60. Late 60s. He probably was born. Right? Maybe. I think Jason Whitlock up there. I think he like 55, some shit like that. He up there. Him and my mom's probably a little older than him. But yeah, my mom about, my mother-in-law is 64. No, yeah, my mother-in-law 62, 63. My mom be actually my mom's be 60 next year. My mom's like 50, 59. Yeah, she like 59. My mom actually just turned 59. She just turned 59, and yeah, she ain't even 59 yet. She be 59 the 29th of this month. It's still January, so yeah, my mom be 59 this year. She be 60 next year. So yeah, Jason Whitlock probably around like 55 or some shit like that. Cause my mom was born in the 60s. So Jason Whitlock had to have been born in the 60s. So, yeah.
Booker T. Washington. I'm gonna cast down my bucket here. I'm gonna block out all the noise, and I'm gonna make my happiness right here where I'm happy.
I'm off. I'm
like that. I like that.
Which Bible, by the way?
King James. Start with any of the Bibles.
I'm just asking.
I would,
Your version of the Bible, who wrote it?
5,000-year-old story.
He can't answer that. He can't say God wrote it. He can't, listen, but like this, he can't say only God wrote it. Right? Just say he believed that God wrote it. But he can't say God, the only person wrote in that Bible. This is what I'm trying to tell you. He gotta laugh it off. He can't tell you who wrote the Bible. Nobody knows that. Listen, you know Maya Angelou wrote plenty of books, but you know she wrote them bitches. You know why? Because we seen her write it. Listen, in about 50 years from now, kids gonna be reading Maya Angelou book. They gonna know that she wrote that motherfucker. 100 years, 200 years from now, if we don't keep fucking up the planet, they might fuck the planet up anyway. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But motherfuckers gonna know Maya Angelou wrote that book. Because you know why? It's gonna be generations after generations after generations of people that has read that book. Everybody has not read the Bible. Because it's a cult. It's a religious cult. Every religion is a cult. But you just read Maya Angelou shit, you just getting inspiration from it. You're not telling everybody we all gonna be with the Maya Angelou cult. It ain't like that. Just trying to tell y'all. Listen, when they put Tupac, because I have his book. When they put Tupac poetry, like his book together, it was nothing but poems and rhymes, mainly poems that was in his book, and quotes and shit that he would quote in his book. So you couldn't say, and it was all his writing, so you couldn't duplicate it. You can try, but you couldn't. But everybody gonna know that's a Tupac. Tupac wrote that book 200 years from now. Because if people listen, they have a course of Tupac. They gonna know that he's real. Like when you talk about like a fan cult, like, because fans can be living in a cult too, right? They don't see their artists do anything wrong. They can do bad, but they still behind them. That's a cult too. You have that. But it's not like religion, bro. It's not like religion. But don't get me wrong. It was people out here that loved Tupac so much Still to this day, still think Tupac's still alive, bro. They still think he over there in Cuba or some motherfucking way with his godmother. Honestly. That's how much people, like fans that live in like their like this code of Tupac. I love Pac, but I don't think Pac's still alive. Don't get me wrong, in the beginning, you young, ignorant people, I was like, yeah, Pac's still alive. I was one of them. I ain't gonna lie. I know better now. You know what I mean? Come on, bro. Nobody, listen. No, bro. First of all, and you got to think about it. Back in those days, bro, the Bible and shit was all that. What the fuck was they writing with? Like, yo, let me just move on. See, because I could debunk a lot of that shit, but I don't want to disrespect people that's religious. That's good people. I don't want to disrespect y'all. But some of these people need to stop, bro. I probably wouldn't do this if people stopped throwing religion in people's face. That's your thing. It's okay, cool. And it's nothing wrong with you spreading the word either. I ain't got no problem with that. But don't be treating people badly because they don't want to believe in what you believe in.
Your story that's not on first, second-hand account, third, fourth,
I'm
hand
just
account.
saying, because if a white man wrote it, your dad, I don't know if he should have been reading that.
I told you my dad's not religious.
I'm just saying.
Wasn't religious, but the color of the skin of whoever wrote it is 1,000% irrelevant.
Not true. Not true. If
First of all, that's not true. Because if you actually really read the Bible, even the Christian Bible, at the end of the book, they tell you that Jesus is not white, bro. They tell you that, bro. They tell you that in the end of the book. But white people think that shit. They didn't fuck with that Bible so much. They didn't turn the Christian Jesus, the Christian American Christianity, the Christian their God, white. They turned him white. He's not white. You read the Bible, he's not white. He's not white, bro. Jesus, the way they describe Jesus in the Bible, his complexion is about my complexion. And I'm fair-skinned. Like, I'm not, like, dark, but I'm not light. Okay? Listen, it been plenty of times, it depends how I shake my shit up or whatever, or how I let my shit grow out. I can look like a Muslim, urban motherfucker from Afghanistan or some shit. Okay? A lot of people say I look Filipino half of the fucking time. Listen. And if people don't really realize this, Filipino people are part black. They got black in them. That's why they skin they don't look white. I'll tell you that shit. They got lighter skin. I'm about a Filipino person. I'm about Manny Pacquiao complexion. He's just a little lighter than I am. But there's plenty of Filipinos over that bitch about my skin complexion. Listen, God is not white, bro. Not in their Bible. I'm telling you. They just made up that God is white. In their image. Just trying to tell you. This is how I know that they've been fucking around with the Bible. Man's been fucking with the Bible. You can't believe Christianity from this country. I tell you that shit. I'm just telling you on real talk. You cannot believe in religion in this country. It's just weird, bro. You read the Bible, listen. You could tell somebody wrote in the Bible, bro. You listen. You get like the new Bibles that they have a lot of the times. That shit be in cursive, bro. So you know these niggas been fucking around with the Bible, bro. I'm just trying to tell you. I ain't saying that. Never mind. Let's just move on, bro. Let's move on.
If like all of this not lining up, your math ain't mathing right now.
Why the color of the skin of who? I don't. If the white dude here told me today is Thursday, that's just a fact. If you told me today is Thursday, that's just a fact. I don't care who tells
That's
the
an
truth.
easily discernible fact.
First of all, that doesn't make no sense. I don't care who told me the truth. I get it in a way, but then I don't get it. Right? Listen. If the white man has been lying to black people for hundreds of years in this country, why would I believe in their Bible, their religion, and Christianity, period, in this country? I don't give a fuck about black churches, nigga. They done took what the white people Bible. They're preaching the same shit. The only difference is that black people are taking certain shit, black churches are taking certain shit out of the Bible. Just like the white people do. And they preach it to their congregation. But they usually, if you go to any church, white or black church, they're preaching the same exact shit from that same Bible. And they're putting their own twist on it. That's all they doing. So, Paulie, I agree with him. But at the same time, why would I believe in white people's religion? Why would I believe in any religion? I don't give a fuck if it was a black pastor. Because they both saying the same shit. You know that black people could be black people just as much as in the black churches and black people that believe in American religion. Because that's basically what I call it. Christianity. Right? Where we learn that from? We from Africa, bro. Our ancestors are from Africa. We didn't believe in Christianity. We had tribes and shit. We believed in a whole nother different type of religion over there. Just trying to tell you. We from tribes, nigga. We not, like, you understand what I'm saying here? Why would I believe anything from any Christian religion, black, white, or whatever they may be, whatever race they may be, believing in American religion? Why would I believe in that? Anything from the Bible, anything from Christianity, why would I believe in that? When white people has been lying to black people for hundreds of years in this country. They gave us Christianity. Nigga, we didn't believe in Christianity. That's why when you see Minister Farrakhan and all them, that lot of that shit that they believe in come from Egypt and shit. A lot of the Muslim shit, that shit comes from Egypt, the motherland. That's the shit that if we was having some type of religion, that'll be the religion that we will believe in. That's the religion that we actually come from, what Mr. Farrakhan speaks about. That religion. But he got a twist on that shit. They all got a twist on it. You don't know if all that shit... Listen, come on, bro. I don't even believe... Listen, I love Mr. Farrakhan. I don't believe in that... all that Muslim, the Quran, and I don't believe that shit. Because they have been writing in there. They've been man-made. They've been man fucking around with in that religion. They won't tell you that, though. Come on, bro. You can't... But if we was going to believe in something, of some type of religion, that'll be black people's religion. Not Christianity. Just trying to tell y'all. They don't even, listen, They don't over there in Egypt and a lot of Muslim countries and shit. That's not Christianity. Is not that religion. That's not their religion. Even Israel, that's the motherland. The Europeans just took over that motherfucker. That's it. They wasn't teaching that Jewish European shit. They was fucking around with that shit. That's not the real religion either. That Judaism and all that shit. That's not really the motherland's religion. Not all of it. Parts of it is, but not all of it. That's not our religion, bro. They've been fucking around with. They've been man been fucking around with religion for centuries. Hundreds and hundreds. They've been fucking around with that shit. They've been going to war over it because they've been fucking with the religion. They beefing over religion over there. If you go to some of those countries, they ain't got. Listen, it's not like America. America, when we go over and we beefing with other countries and shit, that shit is about financial shit. That's about power. You go to like Egypt and like you can even talk about like England and Britain and all them, the UK, you know what I mean? Even Germany. A lot of that shit ain't about religion with them. That shit is about power. You go to the Middle East and Israel and all that other shit, nigga, that's religious war. Because they're fighting over what religion is the truth. That's what they're fighting over. And, of course, land. But it's mainly because of religion. But they don't want to tell y'all that. They want to keep us over there. No, nigga, they are fighting over religion. Of the law of religion. And like I said, if you're not really did your homework or you from that country really like that, because you really got to be from that regions. You have to like kind of be there. Listen, we won't know what the truth is. What religion is the truth? But I can tell you this. Whatever religion from either side, all of it ain't true. They all been fucking with the religion. All that shit was Africa. But,
Fact. So are the things written in the Bible, but that's a yes. So are the things written in the Bible.
Water.
But I'm just in this like
2 fish, 5 loaves of bread, water the wine, splitting the Red Sea.
and so as crazy as you think those things are.
I ain't saying it was crazy. I'm just calling them out.
Okay. It is crazy. Listen, unless you believe in magic, nigga, that shit is crazy. Walking on water. Moses was a regular human being, like the rest of us, but he could walk. Not Moses. Never mind. I don't even. That's why I don't like talking about religion, bro, because I don't like disrespecting people's beliefs. But that shit is a fairy tale, bro. Because I don't know if it was Eddie Griffin. It was somebody. It was one comic that said this. It was like, no, it was Cat. And he said, the reason it's sin and shit kind of like went ways that it went on earth, if you go by the Bible, right? That's they reason Adam and Eve got banned and all that shit from the garden or whatever wasn't about no goddamn apple. It was about because Adam and Eve was brother and sister. They was the first two human beings, man and woman. And they had sex with each other. That's all that was. Ain't bite no goddamn apple. How you go? Listen, first of all, so it's a sin. God made it a sin to bite an apple. No, nigga, they was fucking. That's all that was. Think about it. Mary, Jesus' mother and shit, father, whatever, right? They made him. So shouldn't we be praising, well, they do it in the Bible, they praise Mary and all them. But how the fuck Jesus all of a sudden get these special powers? And Mary and them didn't. You just think about, read the Bible, bro. Read a lot of their religion. Just not because you want to believe in it. Read it because so you can have an understanding that that shit is fictional. None of that shit makes any sense. It contradicts everything. Why you think it's so many different religions of that so-called Bible? The Catholics really believe in Mary more than they believe in Jesus or God. So God and Jesus was special, but Mary is the mother of these niggas, and she ain't got no special powers? Come on, bro. Y'all. This shit is a Marvel movie or something, nigga. I'm just trying to tell y'all. Listen, for all we know, this shit could maybe be true in that Bible. But we don't know that. People just take a leap of faith to believe in that shit. And it's okay. I have no problem with it. But don't spread that on. Don't make everybody have to act like. Don't make it seem like because we all don't want to believe in it, we all are bad people. Because if you read your Bible don't even tell you that. They have certain parts in there where they tell you bullshit like that, but if you really read who God is, God loves all his children. If you read their Bible. Just trying to tell you. With that, what they pick and choose from their Bible. But anyway, let's move on.
Oh, okay, but as crazy as someone listening might think that sounds, I'm living in America right now where they're having a debate about whether men can have babies. And you want to question my Bible?
Who's having that debate?
Come on, Warren.
I didn't.
First of all, I'm just very honest about this. I got gay friends. I don't know if I know any transgender. I don't have transgender friends. I ain't even gonna lie about that. But I be friends with a transgender person, but I just don't be around transgenders like that. So, but I have gay friends. We don't be. That ain't no shit we talk about. Yeah, we talk about regular life. We don't be talking about, men having, men can have babies or not. We don't talk about that shit. What are you talking about, bro? Now, there's some people, he's not lying about it. There's some people that talk about that shit. But, listen, where science is going now, it's very possible for men to have babies now. Or sooner or later. I just tell you that. Now, and it might not be the regular way of, you get what I mean? Like how women have it, but it's going to get to a point like that, bro. Science and technology is going to be way too advanced in about 20 years. And it might not even be that long. The way how fast technology is moving. I don't know how the fuck, like, cause see, I'm still like weirded out by technology a little bit because like I remember when computers, I used to program computers. I wish I'd have stayed in that type of that industry in that lane. I've been rich as a bitch, but you know, get caught up in the streets. You from the hood, whatever, right? I could have been like if I'd have stayed in the sports and shit like that, and stayed in school and you know did the sports shit. I probably could have been a great athlete for all the fuck I know. Who knows? Wasn't my path, but you technology is moving. It's still a shocker to me to how fast technology has grown. It seemed like almost damn near every 2 years, technology takes another whole nother level to some shit. This is why I always tell you, a lot of young folks are probably the most brightest people in history. Honestly. They're very intelligent. A lot of the generations now are very more intelligent than what a lot of, even me to a certain extent, but a lot of them old motherfuckers. That's why they want to bring back old shit so they can understand how, you know, so they can have a comprehending of how the world works. The world is not the world is not moving like that, and they're upset about that. A lot of religious people are. Believe it or not. Because they can't comprehend technology the way, because it's moving so fucking fast now. It's moving like every 2 years, something different with technology comes out or something. You get what I mean? Like these kids, man, these young folks, they mind is different, bro. They on another level with this shit. They're just on another level. And I love it, actually. I love this future shit that they doing. Like, I love it. I love the technology. I love this shit. Hard is it for me to comprehend a lot of it, but that's why I have young nieces and nephews and godkids and shit. And my daughter, you know, I'm a little smarter than her in the technology shit, but shit, sooner or later, nigga, she gonna outpass me. You get what I mean? So I'm happy about that shit. I don't know if you hear a lot of the old motherfuckers, they mad about that shit. Like, it seems like they so upset because they can't comprehend what's going on. Listen, it ain't the young people's fault because you can't understand where the future is going. We're doing bad. No, y'all fucking it up. Y'all trying to go, all the old people want to go backwards. We ain't trying to go backwards. Fuck is wrong with you? Why you think they always put out movies and shit about how technology can take over the world? Why do you think they do that? Because it's happening. Because they're doing that because they're letting you know the old people will do it. They will use it to destroy the world, to control people. They're the ones that want to control people. The old people want to control people. I'm just telling y'all that, honestly. And they're trying to raise people to be like them. That's all that is. If you look at Congress, it ain't that many young people in Congress. You got probably about a good 5% of young folks that's actually under the age of 40. Maybe. And that's probably a maybe. My math could be a little off. My percentage could be a little off. Ain't a whole bunch of young people in Congress, bro, that actually have power. They don't. It's them old motherfuckers. They gatekeepers. We talk about Oprah and all them niggas. Look in Congress. They ain't nothing but gatekeepers. Mitch McConnell and the rest of a lot of them old motherfuckers. They should be all out of there. Nobody want to hear that bullshit. You motherfuckers want to go back into the past. Like, nigga, we trying to push this shit forward. Now, you got some older people that's okay with it or moving forward, but a lot of them not. Mainly the Republicans. They want to control technology. That's why you don't think behind the scenes they was telling Elon Musk, hey, man, go buy Twitter. We need you to control the narratives. As much as they hate technology, they just want to control people with it. You look at some shit that Katie Porter said that they're surveillancing everybody. That's why I told y'all it's very hard to sell dope, man. Niggas can't be out here doing shit. It's right. Listen, everybody got cameras, bro. Listen, it's on purpose too. They pushed it. Listen, they pushed people getting cameras. Listen, cameras been out for a long time, right? But the technology of cameras made it so easy for even the elderly and the older people to get it. I told motherfucker, they say, when I started out with these certain type of wise cams and shit, right? I started out with that shit. I don't fuck with that shit. I'll fuck with it. But then they try to get you deals to where your shit can be connected to I call it the government. Because that's all that is. They can use that shit. I don't get no plans and none of that shit, nigga. I keep me a little chip card or whatever. I keep my shit filed up on me. But I don't fuck around with the cloud shit like that. Because, especially with your cameras, these motherfuckers can tap into your shit. Gotta be very, very careful about technology. They put the movies out there to tell you what these old motherfuckers are doing. They know what technology is, but they don't like how it's being used. They don't like how free people can be with technology. So, if they don't like how free you are, they want to control you. The government wants to control you in a way. To still have some type of control. And it's okay to a certain extent, but they go too far with that shit. Because the country has to be ran right. And had to be controlled. Because if you give people too much of a freedom to do whatever the fuck they want to do, look what you're seeing what the Republicans is doing. They gave all the freedoms to the white folks. Look how they act. They mistreated people. They didn't have to do that, but they did it. When they was enslaving black people, they did it. They ain't had to do it, but they did it. They came from, a lot of white people came from a country where they was the ones that was getting ready to be enslaved at a certain point. They was using religion against them. And now these are the same people that's trying to push that same shit now. After their ancestors rose from it. But their ancestors still did horrible shit. They enslaved. And you know how Canada's always talking about, we weren't the only country that did that. Yeah, of course not. Where do you think they got slavery from? They was enslaving people, black people in Europe. Before they discovered America. You'll never know the full history of America because of America. Before America. Like before this was called America, this country. You will never know the full history of this country. Because they purposely made sure they killed people off. And silence the people that had this land. That's why you never hear. That's why they get very upset. White racist people, they get very, very upset when you talk about who actually land this really is. The Native Americans, black people, and Mexicans. Because it was black people here before. People don't really realize that. But it was black people here. And the Native Americans, they can tell you. And if you go back and look at some of them Native Americans, look how dark they were. Jamaica, like, not that far from us. Right? You go to Jamaica, ain't nothing but black people there. Some of these islands and shit. I'm just trying to tell you. Listen, Jamaica was a part of this land. People don't really realize that. But they, you know, motherfucking racists came over, Europeans came over and separated shit. That's why I like people be making me like feel bad for people that's from like Mexico and shit. I don't. Y'all gave up the land. Then you come over here, not all of y'all, some of y'all come over here and disrespect black people. First of all, don't tell us that Los Angeles was yours. We know that Texas was yours, and Arizona. There was a couple of other spots. A lot of that shit over the West Coast. I tell you that, in parts of the South. A lot of that shit was Mexico. Listen, but you gave up the land. Your ancestors gave up the land. And then you come over here, and then you get mad at black people. We didn't do that to y'all. We were slaves. They ain't allow us to fight in wars back then. What are you talking about? That was the only, the beginning wars and shit, that when they were still in land, that was the only war that we was never in. Just trying to tell y'all. When they took over Mexico and did shit to the Native Americans, that was the only war that we wasn't in with the Europeans. Only war. All that other shit, we was a part of.
I didn't know this. It's
Birthing people and all this other stuff. Stop it. Let me go to your world. Y'all sitting around pretending like y'all want to. Oh, we can't get an opportunity, and y'all sitting around saying
that's not
nothing.
true.
Y'all, let me finish.
No.
Let me finish. Y'all sitting around saying nothing as they inject all these women into the NFL. We got sideline judges, assistant coaches, executives, and but we can get an opportunity. But y'all say nothing.
First of all, fat boy, you know why? Because time has to evolve. We don't live back in the motherfucking 1960s and 70s and 50s, motherfucker, where women didn't have rights to work at some of these jobs. Oh, I'm sorry, only when the men went off to war they can work them jobs. So they actually have kind of been in the field of working some of these type of man jobs. Don't want to talk about that though, do you? So all you male chauvinists out there, you a fucking bunch of hypocrites. When they sent all the men over there fight in the war over there in Nazi Germany. At the time. Not disrespect Germany, but it was Nazi Germany at the time. All our men was gone. There wasn't no women in the military. All the men went. Black, white, whatever. Who you think was working all these construction jobs and all these jobs, these so-called man jobs? Who you think was working those jobs? Women were. And they still ain't had no fucking rights at the time. But they don't want to tell you that though. So now you got this male chauvinist getting mad. Oh my God, I can't believe you got women in the football. That's a man's job. Who told you that? Who told you a woman can't coach? Men, who told you that? Male chauvinists told you that, you goofy motherfucker. It ain't like they can't be on the sidelines. Jason Whitlock, it is plenty of analysts that has never played a down of football a day in their life. But they journalists. But they talk about football. But you're mad at a woman because a woman wants to be a coach. There's lots of coaches that have never played football before. It's lots of fucking... You can't have it both ways, bro. You don't want them to play in the male sports. You don't want women to play in the male sports. But then you don't want women to be analysts either. Because who told you that being an analyst was only a man's job? Who told you that? Male chauvinists? Are you serious, Jason Whitlock? Listen, bro. This is why people consider you a horrible person. Times change, man. And you know what's happening. You know why religious people get upset? Because they beliefs are getting outdated. That's all. This is what all this is about. And that's why they call everything woke. Women's rights woke. Diversity woke. Diversity ain't just about blacks and other minorities, nigga, and gay people. It's about women too. Having opportunities. Getting opportunities. Because they qualified of doing jobs. But they might not get that because they're a woman. Can't be his and this is a man's job. Who told you that? You didn't give her, she went to school for it, she educated enough, she got the, the background, did the work. Why not give her an opportunity? Why not take a chance on everybody? Every motherfucking man, for analyst or whatever job you did, you was never qualified for that job when you got that job. You never was qualified. You know why? Because you didn't do the job yet. Nobody's qualified for a fucking job, bro. Now, at this time, some people had maybe worked somewhere and got some experience, but I'm talking about when you first got into the field or whatever you went to school for, whatever it may be, whatever occupation it is, you're never qualified for a job. You're never. It don't matter if you're a man or a woman. You're never really qualified for it until you do it. You know why I know this? Listen, I done worked in every warehouse. I done worked at FedEx, UPS. I worked at FedEx before it was FedEx. It was in RPS. It was called RPS. You know what? I ain't not working Amazon shit, though. Never did the warehouse shit for them. But I drive for them now. But I never did the driving for that. Never ever. Didn't know it. Didn't know how to do the shit. No lie to y'all people. When I finally did do it, I was like a deer in headlights. Never did it. The reason I didn't get overwhelmed in a way is because I've been around for a minute and I work jobs where I've been at plenty of jobs that where I didn't know how to do a job, and you got to figure out how to do it in the way you can do it, but at the same time, do it in the way that they still want you to do it. You get what I mean? You got to maybe not cut a corner, but you maybe got to do it a little differently, but still do it their way. I always been that type of dude. So probably after like maybe a week or two, I was good at doing it. If I worked every day of doing that job, right? Two things could have happened. I probably could have crashed out, right? Because it could overwhelm you. Or two, I probably could have caught on way more faster. It probably wouldn't have took me a whole 2 weeks. That's how I move. That's how my brain is. Very ambitious is that way, right? So, listen, it's not like how people be trying to pretend shit. Like, nobody's really qualified for a fucking job unless you do it. Nobody. If you have never did a job before, regardless if you got some type of experience in you went to school for something, until you actually get into that atmosphere of actually doing it, because now pressure on you, because now you're getting paid for it. There's one thing of getting taught it. And like, even like when I went through the training, that's one thing. The training prepare you a little bit, but until you get out there and actually do it, the training, it helped a little bit, but it didn't help a lot until I actually physically got out there and did what I had to do to actually do the fucking job. Nobody's prepared to do a fucking job. No, I mean, nobody's really qualified to do a job. Nobody. Listen, people, listen, I see people quit every week. New people come in, they get the job, they quit every week because they can't handle it. Because they came in thinking this shit was going to be easy, and it's not. I'm coming there, oh, it paid little good money. Oh, yeah, I can do that shit. They just delivering packages. Okay. Imagine they give you, this is what I do every day. I do over, every day I'm doing close to 150 stops a day. That mean houses, nigga. And that doesn't mean, like, even, because how it is, I don't want to explain it, but sometimes one stop can mean 3 houses on a block. So I'm doing different houses. I'm going to different houses on one block, and that only could be for one stop. So I'm, come on. So I'm doing probably 250 a day. 250 houses a day. Motherfuckers get overwhelmed, bro. Because, see, one thing about doing that shit, you got to use your brain. You got to watch your surroundings, of course. And you got to, and it's a little physical. Because you're going to pick up some heavy shit. You're going to pick up heavy boxes. But for me, it was right down my alley. I don't really like the job, but I always, I used to deliver shit back in the day with my dad in the summer, back when I used to live with him when I was about 13 or 12 or something. I used to go with my dad in the summer to help him deliver packages and shit back in the day. So I always had this interest of doing that. So for me, I always wanted to do it. So it was like some shit I was interested in. But nobody's qualified to do a job. That's my point, people. Nobody is qualified to do a job. I don't give a fuck if you go to school for it. Until you actually do the job. Listen, I done seen people be qualified for a job and burn out. Because it's not what they thought it was going to be. Just trying to tell you. Let's go to a quick commercial break, people. We'll be right back. right, people, we back from quick commercial break. Make sure you guys hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell button so you guys can get the live streams when we go live, people. And if you can, donate to the channel. Go to OBF The Real Cash App and donate to the channel. We highly appreciate anything you guys can donate to the channel. Need more information to subscribe and donate to the channels down there, strolling below, people. All right, let's get back into it.
I'll say
I
nothing
have,
when they sliding all these women into a game that you built and it's meant for men. But I'm the crazy person because I believe in the Bible, and I'm sitting here watching them move.
Who told you that football was meant for men? Who told you only men can coach football? Who told you that? A man? Did they ask women could they do it? Did a woman? Listen, first of all, you know what's so disingenuous what he's saying? Listen, I played with girls in pee-wee football. You have plenty of women that plays men basketball that goes up against men. Now, we understand that it's a different level of certain athletic skills that men got that women, you know, how we built. We get that. But don't act like they don't know how, they not good in sports. It's like a woman, you can't tell, excuse me, you tell a woman that turned into an analyst that played basketball that she never played against men. So she don't see the eye. And it's men that ain't never played basketball day in their life, but they're a basketball analyst. I think I may want to take more of my I think I would maybe want to take more of with this woman that used to play basketball just playing against women than a dude that never played the game of basketball. Take more of what she's saying than him. Because he's an analyst. He went to school. He studied basketball, but never played the shit. Tell me how that makes sense. Excuse me. I don't even knock analysts that never played. My point is, don't knock people that never did journalism. They probably can just do it better than you. They just as much as journalists too. They actually been in the field. It's like when I see Faison Love. That nigga's the biggest hater in the world. One of the biggest haters in the world to me. That nigga be hating on Country Wayne and all them because they didn't come up the way that he did in comedy, so they're not real comics. Nigga, please. You like an old nigga hating because them young niggas making that money. Then you try to deny their wealth or how much money they making. How the fuck you know? Why you pocket watching, nigga? How the fuck you know? I just want to be very honest. When the last time you seen Faison Love with a comedy special? When the last time you seen Faison Love in a movie? I'll wait. We know Faison Love ain't doing big shit when he even go on the road for comedy. We know that for a fact. You making good money. You living off some royalties. That's okay. That's good, bro. Nobody knocking that. You an OG to the game. Why are you hating on the young niggas? Shout out to Bubba Dub, man. Go subscribe to that brother's channel. I love what Bubba Dub do over there, man. Shit, I want to get over there with Bubba Dub, man. I love his fucking energy, bro. I'm gonna reach out to Bubba Dub, see if I can get up over there. Or if I can maybe try to get Bubba Dub over here as well. But Shout out to Bubba Dub, man. But please, Faison Love, man, you a hater, bro. You a fucking hater. And there's a lot of these niggas. And he said every time I hear Faison Love, he remind me of Jason Whitlock. And he remind me of a mixture between Jason Whitlock and Whack 100. Nigga want to be gangster sometimes, and then on other time he want to be this gatekeeper to tell niggas if you ain't doing it the way I think you should do it, you're not a real comic. They ain't real comics. Listen, is there some fuck niggas on YouTube and social media? Yes, it is. Ain't nobody denying that. But come on, why are you hating on Country Wayne? He did this shit from the mud, bro. He's even trying to be respectful of even getting in the lane of touring and getting out there in these comedy spots. He actually owned a comedy store. You acting like this dude is like some nigga that just, he's some YouTube nigga trying to just be funny. Some social media nigga just trying to be funny. No, he been doing this shit. He may not have did it the way you have came up, but he doing it in the way that how he came up. Why are you hating on that? I don't like old niggas like that. If it ain't your way, it's the wrong way. Nigga, get your old ass out here. You just out of touch. Every time I hear Faison Love and I hear people like Jason Whitlock, you just out of touch niggas. That's all it is. You hate progress. You hate for a nigga to oversee you. Nigga, if I had a nephew or somebody, my god kid doing way better, like, I'm proud, nigga. I ain't hating on no young nigga. What the fuck? Nigga, I'ma holler at my motherfucking nephew or my daughter or my god kids and shit. Hey man, how y'all doing that? Put your uncle on. Put uncle on. Put your daddy on with that. Make that money. Why I'm hating? Why would I hate? And they ain't even gotta be related to me, nigga. Nigga, how you doing that? Oh, this is how you gotta do it, Unc. This is how you gotta do it, OG. All right, put me on. And I'm listening. You act like cause you an old nigga, you know everything. Sit your old ass down. I don't give a fuck who you are. Sit your old Faison Love. Sit your old non-getting specials ass. You ain't big like that, nigga. Sit your old ass down, nigga. You just a fucking old hater, just like Jason Whitlock. Hater. Let's move on.
Move men out of leadership positions and move women in to spaces Whitlock reserved for men, and no one says a word. But
you want to know?
Wrong.
You want to know where it all started?
What?
It all started.
Before you say that, before you say where he think it started, this is his opinion. But I'm going to debunk that because that's not true. But let me say this. Why you got so much of a problem with a woman so-called doing a man's job? If she can do the fucking job, let her do the job. If she can do it, let her do it. Ain't nobody saying we see a woman out there playing football with men. We don't see women out there playing basketball with men. In NBA, you get what I mean? They got their own league. We get that, but don't say it's like you tell. Okay, well, why? So you should have a problem with men talking about women's sports then, women's basketball, women's baseball. They shouldn't be coaching that at all, because they ain't never played women's football, basketball, or baseball, or women's hockey, or women's tennis. They shouldn't be coaching them. That shit don't make sense, Jason Whitlock. You ignorant bastard. I can debunk anything you say because you're not that clever. It ain't that you ain't smart. You ain't that clever. You're not that clever, you fucking goofy. So I shouldn't see no man coaching women. Because they don't coach women. They never play women's basketball or baseball. Fuck you talking about? You're a goofy ass. Or tennis, women tennis. Listen, people, only reason I even watch tennis is because of the women. And not because they look good. You know, that's a perk. But they competitive. That's why I watch women's tennis. Now, I don't watch women golf. But I haven't watched men's golf or golf period since Tiger. When he was somebody. But anyway, I don't watch a lot of women's basketball. It's not that interesting. But they do for women to be balling up, they ball. I'll catch a couple of games here and there, but I ain't into it like that. But the one thing, women's that I do watch is women tennis. I actually watch that shit. I'll watch that shit over men's baseball. How about that? Or men's tennis. I don't watch men's tennis. It's more interesting. The women, to me, is a little bit more competitive. They got some fire with them. I love that shit. And it's because of Serena Williams. That's why I watch women tennis. And Venus. And I forgot the other white girl name. Savankia, whatever the fuck she was from. And her too. But mainly Serena's in them. But I watched Shorty too, the white girl. From one of them European countries. I forgot who she was. I forgot her name right now. But her too. Fuck out of here. Well, we shouldn't see men coaching women's sports either. We shouldn't be having men speaking on women's sports either. If that's the fucking case, you fucking male chauvinist piece of shit. Nobody sent. No, but they ain't out there playing with men. You mad because they on the sideline with men. This nigga probably the same nigga get mad. That's probably why he don't like women journalists. Because he's a fucking male chauvinist. Listen, no disrespect to his daddy. His daddy probably was a male chauvinist. Back in those days, his daddy growing up, black men was male chauvinists, bro. We keep forgetting that. That's why you see a lot of black men treat black women the way they do. Or treat women the way they treat them, period. Men, we come from being male chauvinists. We was raised that way. Honestly. Even from my generation, we was male chauvinists. But you learn. You get better. Fuck out of here, man. I'm still working on it. Still trying not to call women bitches because I disagree with them, but some women are bitches to me. Because I know the difference between a woman and a bitch. But for me, I come from a different era, so that's why I do that. But I still give my elders, brothers, sisters, tell me, you still shouldn't call the women bitches. Even though I explain it to them, they agree, but they like, come on. You know? And I'm trying to get better. Shout out to my elders. I take shit from my elders and I take shit from the young ones. I listen to both sides, nigga. I don't tune people out, bro. I don't act like I know every motherfucking thing. I don't act because my certain beliefs, nigga. That don't mean that shit is right. Every belief I got doesn't mean that it's right. You gotta learn. You gotta grow, bro. You gotta know how to balance that shit. You can take some shit from the old school. You can take some shit from the new school. You can take some shit from your generation. And you just gotta know how to mix that shit together. I always been that dude though. That's the crazy shit about it. I always been like that. So it ain't hard for me to do that. But anyway, let's move on.
When
It was great, huh?
when the expert no. It all started when the expert opinion about playing a sport and how to play a sport, it was when it became okay for journalists to become experts. As if they knew because they was around it and they've been around it. When you change that, when you don't actually have to do something to be an expert, then everybody can do it. Anybody can do it.
That's like, regardless if Stephen A. Smith played high school basketball, college basketball, he's only qualified to talk about high school and college basketball. He's not qualified to talk about pro basketball because he doesn't know how to play the game. He doesn't know how to play pro basketball. Because you can't be an expert in that because you never played. Right? But we all know that that's not true because you didn't play that. That's what Marshall Faulk is saying. That's not true. You can't say a woman can't do something because she never played the sport. Well, nigga, you never played pro either. I don't give a fuck you play college, but you never played pro basketball. Everybody know it is different levels to that shit. Because we all have seen it. We've seen people be great high school basketball players, but ain't that good in college. We done seen good high school players to be good college players, but not good pros. We have seen it. So what? So what you saying, Jason Whitlock? We know, I think, if I'm not mistaken, didn't Jason Whitlock try to play pro football? And he failed at it? How's he qualified? He didn't even last that long in the league. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong about that, people. Tell me in the chat if I'm misspeaking on that with Jason Whitlock. Because he might have not played in the pros. Well, I know he played in college. But I believe he did play in the pros. I think he played for the Kansas City Chiefs or some shit. I think he played for the Kansas City Chiefs. If I'm not mistaken. Y'all let me know in the chat. I swore he played for the Kansas City Chiefs. I think he had like a year or two or something like that. Maybe 5 years. It was something like that. But he wasn't very good in the pros. I could be wrong about that. I know he did at least play college football. But he went to school for journalism. And was an athlete as well. Who told Jason Whitlock he's qualified to talk about pro football? Or any sport? You never played basketball before. But somehow, some ways you can talk about basketball, though. You never played the sport. So that you can't say that. That's just asinine. Listen, nigga, I played every sport when I was a kid. I know how the game is, right? So I can speak on certain shit, right? That don't mean my opinion about it or I don't have no type of experience in the sport because I didn't go to certain levels of playing it, right? But if you want to keep that energy of like, don't let women talk about basketball or like these athletes and they talk about, oh, you tell these journalists they can't speak about basketball or these certain sports that they didn't play. Well, nigga, you don't play football, but you talk about football. Now you're an analyst and you talk about football. You never played football professionally. So that whole discussion about you didn't play this, they didn't play that shit goes out the window. Now, if I'm hiring somebody as an analyst, if you're a pro athlete, a former pro athlete, yeah, I want you to talk about basketball. If that's your field. Other than that, don't talk about nothing else outside of that. But you don't see that. You see these niggas talk about football and all that other shit, baseball, everything. They talk about any and everything. But it's okay to do that. I don't have a problem with it. It's okay. You're a competitor. I get it. It's just because you play another sport doesn't mean you don't know nothing about the other sport. Like you don't pay attention to the other sport. That's what Marshall Falk was saying. That's where that started. When you motherfuckers was sitting there acting like you know exactly how to play that sport, and you don't really know how to play that sport, but you telling how this shit's supposed to go. Come on, man. I don't think. Listen, people think that like you look at like Skip always say this. Michael Jordan is the greatest basketball player ever, right? But he's a horrible executive. He's a horrible owner because he doesn't get the right talent, right? But you know what that is because sometimes you can be a great basketball player, but you could be a horrible owner because Michael Jordan always had to be involved. It's like, I don't like owners like that. You got these motherfuckers there for a reason. Let them do what they do. And now if it go wrong, then, hey, nigga, that's your... Now you come in and say, look, I can get you the fuck up out of there. Get somebody else. That's where you come in at. But you let your motherfucking people that you put in the place, the GMs and all them other people, you let them do their fucking job, bro. Yeah, you have your say a little bit, but you listen to the motherfuckers that say you hired to be the experts. That's why Michael Jordan was a bad fucking owner. He couldn't understand that. He thought he knew more about being an executive or scouting talent than he did. No, nigga, you just was great at what you did. You're not that experienced of being a motherfucking GM, nigga. Fuck out of here, man. Now, I'm not saying everybody's like that. But I'm just saying some people like Michael Jordan sometimes can't get out of their own way and let other people do what they do. As great as Michael Jordan was a basketball player, you look at how he was. Why y'all thinking differently? Listen, if Michael Jordan was totally in control of Nike, he probably would ruin Nike. I'm just telling you. He's just too headstrong. Some niggas don't know how to stay out of their own way and let other people do their shit. You get what I mean? You ain't qualified, niggas. Hey, I got this. Chill out, Mike. I got this. And then he was hiring people that wouldn't do that. Wouldn't tell him, hey, Mike, let me do this, man. And if I fuck up, I'll fuck up. But let me do this. It was nobody was he was hiring people that wouldn't stand up to him. That's all it is, man. That's why he wanted. Yeah, he's a horrible owner, executive, trying to find players. He's horrible at that because it was always his personality. You think Michael Jordan picked his team, nigga? No. All them champions? No, nigga. That was them executive. That was Phil and them, nigga. Now, did he have a little say? Yeah. Look at LeBron. But LeBron is the type of motherfucker, too, that he'll sit back and be okay, like, letting people do what they supposed to do. Mike ain't like that. Mike ain't like that. It's just his personality, bro.
I watched the lady rep call it illegal use of the helmet on number 26 the other day, and I say, I've never heard of that damn call.
But she read it. She read it in the book.
Like, how do you illegally use your helmet?
It's not. It's.
And then you watch Shiloh hit this man with his shoulder.
Yeah, Warren Sapp, you need to stop because you a male chauvinist too, you bitch ass nigga. You getting mad at the woman because she called that like Herschel Walker. I mean, Marshall said, it's in the books. She didn't create the books. She didn't create the rules. It's in the rule book. She didn't create it. She only going by the rule book. You blaming her because she a woman? Fuck out of here, bro. These niggas should be ashamed. Listen, I told you. Warren Sapp is a buck dancer too. And Warren Sapp has a past of being a not good dude when it comes to women too. He's an asshole too. Personally, I don't fucking like Warren Sapp. Personally. Not because of no tap dance. I don't like Warren Sapp. His personality I don't like. I used to think that Warren Sapp was a good dude. To me he's just a loose cannon. And I don't like loose cannon niggas. Nigga, one minute he this way, and then the next minute this nigga done flied off the handle on some dumb shit. That's like he just did with this situation. How the fuck you agreeing with Jason Whitlock about women? Acting like it's the woman fault because it's in the rules, bro. She didn't create the rules. The rule book. She got to call what is in the rule book. Now you're trying to act like she unqualified because she took some shit that a man said in the rule book. That created the rules in the rule book. It wasn't no woman. So you gonna blame the woman? Fuck out of here, bro. Shit weird, bro. These dudes, they don't make sense. And this male chauvinist shit. Listen, people, I used to be a male chauvinist. Because that's how I was raised. So I know when I see male chauvinists, I can hear them when they speak. They are male chauvinists. Listen, I have this argument with my wife all the time, nigga. No lie to you. You can't tell, I tell my wife, you can't keep telling me that you're an independent woman and shit. But my wife will wait till I come home to pick up any heavy shit. Maybe you might want to feed my ego, but you don't. I told you don't have to do that. But my wife, you know, her wrists be fucked up and shit like that. I get that part, but come on now. I done seen my wife lift some shit, nigga. But I get it. I get it. She trying to make me feel good to a certain extent, but I don't need all that. I told her that. Pick that shit up and take it downstairs. Or whatever. My wife, like, certain shit, I tell her, don't make the trash too heavy. She throw all that shit in there, and then she can't lift it up. But I just told you don't put all that shit in there. Then she come home, but babe, I can't lift that trash up. You think you can get that out there? And then I go grab that shit. I say, yeah, well, of course, it's a little hard for me to lift this motherfucker up. I told you don't put that shit in there. Put all that shit in there, man. Listen, man. It's your woman, man. You know what I mean? It's your love. You know what I mean? It's the love of my life. I let her get away with certain shit, but that's because she let me get away with certain shit. You know what I mean? It's like, I can't get so mad about it. You know what I mean? But you know the crazy shit about it? I love my wife, though. In the last, maybe last 5 years, we don't argue like that no more. I think we just kind of mellowed out a little bit. We accept our life, and I mean, we want more. You know what I mean? We want certain shit, but we just mellowed down. I think my daughter mellowed us out a little bit. She just mellowed us out a little bit. But shout out to my wife, man.
How am I supposed to take my hand out of that?
You can't.
You can't.
But it's the.
How do I lead with my shoulder and take my head out of it?
Let me go to Marshall's point. I don't think, and I'm speculating here a little bit, but I'm going based off of his appearance. Like take Hank Stram. He's like 5'6".
Yeah.
He didn't play football.
No.
But he's a Hall of Fame coach. Now,
Because he's a good coach and he had good players.
I'm sure it was a combination of both.
I mean I'm just saying, like, if you were to put Hank on a bad team, does that team get better?
I think he took over. He probably took over from a coach that got fired. So yeah, I'm sure he built up the team.
We don't know.
I know Vince. We'll take Vince Lombardi. He wasn't no hellfire football player. He was pretty short. He took over the Green Bay Packers. They were trash.
And what? They got good players.
Got good players.
Got you.
Listen, man,
coached them too.
Listen to me, all right?
DBs that were receivers that they said all of a sudden.
First of all, and see the hypocrisy of Jason Whitlock. I just said to y'all, Michael Jordan is a bad owner. So Jeannie Buss shouldn't be, the owner of the Lakers. I believe she's a good owner. I believe she's necessary to push the culture forward. Number one. But number two, she's a good owner to me. She was better than her brothers. I'll tell you that. She won a chip. They didn't. That's like saying, oh, men always been presidents of this country. It is no woman that can actually be presidents. Because the men always was the presidents. It was never ever a woman's a woman's vice president. Just trying to tell y'all, man, this shit is ridiculous. Times change, man. When you are a male chauvinist, when you are old and out of touch, you say shit like this that doesn't make any sense because the times scare you. The future scare you. The present scare you because people are not like you. And every time I see people like this, it just reminds me of racist people. Honestly. Time's changing, man. Nobody wants to go back to how shit used to be. Listen, can shit be better? Can we do better as people? Yes. But this whole notion that we gotta go back to some shit that makes old people feel comfortable. Nah, bro. I'm not doing that. And I'm not saying all old people, but a lot of these motherfuckers. I don't want to go back to that. I love to see diversity. I love to see different people, that come from different cultures of me, and we can all be one. I love that. We all on the same level. You come from a different, okay. You know what I mean? Get that woman. She the boss. Okay, cool. I'm good with that. I don't give a fuck if it was a man or woman. If she can do her job and she qualified and she got good communication skills, she can be the boss. There's plenty of men that don't have the temperament to deal with people. They don't have communication skills. Some women do. Some black people do. Some white people do. Some Mexicans do. Some white women do. You hire people that's qualified. What's happening is that they're hiring people on racism and bigotry, and at the same time, because people know people or whatever. There's nothing wrong with that either, but sometimes you hire people that's not qualified. That's what's happening. And men are out here getting upset because they can't get their friends in. They may not be that qualified as that woman or that minority. They just got the opportunity to get in that space. And because you got in that... Listen, it ain't just come from your hard work. Listen, let me just say this. Because, people... listen, man. Jason Whitlock, you should be ashamed of yourself. But anyway, let me say this. Shout out to my mentor, right? He's white. Helped change my life. I tell this shit to him every time. Right? Listen. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have changed my life. And it's another white guy too that helped me. It was a bunch of people, but they was the main two people for me. Him, the other white guy, I don't want to mention their name, right? But the other two white guys and my grandma helped change my direction of what I do and add on to my wife and put my wife on that. They the 4 people that changed my life. As me growing to be a better person, that's more of my mother-in-law. So I ain't never ran into nobody as nice as my mother-in-law. Ever. Ever. Nicest person you'll ever meet in your life. She'll get on my wife's nerves sometimes because she's so nice. But my mother-in-law has always been that way. She's consistent being a nice person. For all I've been knowing her over 20-some years. My mother-in-law always been like that. I mean, here and there, she'll flip out here and there. But, she human. But her consistency of who she is, always been nice. My mother-in-law changed my behavior in a way of how you can't walk around being mad about stuff. Of course, throw your therapist and all that. I throw all that in there. But my mother-in-law has been, as an adult for me, been my biggest influence. But my white friends, my white mentors, and they ain't grow up nowhere I grew up in the hood. They know they dealt with people in the hood, but they don't know their experience. They been around it. I never knocked them for not growing up the way I grew up in the hood to give me advice about shit to help me, to get me up out of the shit that I get through. I actually praised them for putting in that type of work to try to help us. They ain't just help me, nigga. They help plenty of black young brothers. Come on, man. Sometimes you don't have to grow up in a certain type of environment to help people. Some people are just special, bro. Some people have that thing that where they can reach and help people. That's what they do. It's an it factor. He's acting like, oh, a woman can't do this job. Nigga, get the fuck out of here, man. My grandmother wouldn't know how it feels to be a black man. But she black, though. So she have a little teeny bit. But she don't know how to be a black man in America. My grandma wouldn't tell you that she know how it feels to be a black man. Excuse me, in America. But you don't ignore her. So she ain't qualified to speak to a man. Or uplifting them and giving them advice. The fuck wrong with you, Jason Whitlock? You don't even know how to be a man. Listen, you know what I learned through the years is that people keep pretending, keep telling how to be a man. You know how you be a man? Be a decent human fucking being. How about that? Fuck all that male chauvinist bullshit that society tell you, or his certain history tell you how you should be, or even how you was raised. Be a decent human being and you don't know how to be a man. How about that? You don't know how to treat women. You don't know how to be a fucking man if you just learn how to be a decent human being. Because a decent human being understand, hey, some shit, you treat women differently. They gonna have certain shit in society. You gonna understand that. But a decent human being doesn't give a fuck if it's a man or a woman. You just treat them with respect. That's it. You treat everybody with respect. If a person if a person can do the fucking job, they can do it. Craziness.
85 and the other white boys play this position. You know how to go play defense. Them defenders, yeah.
Well,
Dave Robinson.
What's
Dave
your
Robinson
point?
they didn't draft black linebackers in the first round in the 60s. Joe Paterno took my classmate Dave Robinson to Lombardi and said, the best linebacker I've ever coached in college. And Lombardi takes him with the 18th pick or 20-something pick like
y'all
that.
keep forgetting too. Racism been around for a long time, right? Warren Sapp is talking about they never wanted black people to play offense when they accepted black people in the league. They had to play defense. That's what he's talking about. That's why when we talk about black quarterbacks and it's so special and everybody make a big deal and the right wing talk about his wokeness. It ain't woke, bitch. Black quarterbacks didn't get the opportunity to play quarterback. They wasn't raised to be a quarterback. We didn't idolize quarterbacks like that when we was playing ball. Because the coach was telling me, no, you can't be a quarterback, though. You can be, you can be a linebacker or something. Be a wide receiver, but that's the most you can be. And then at the time when Warren Sapp was talking about, nigga, you couldn't be on the offensive line. You go over there on defense. Niggers. But Jason Whitlock will tell you, none of that shit mattered. We still don't have racism in the league. Racism, period. The best quarterbacks in the fucking league right now is black men. Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes, a mixed breed, but he's still black. Niggas still treat him like a nigga. Even though he dating a white girl. I don't give a fuck who he dating, but they treat him like a nigga. I want to shout out, even though Michael Vick, you did some fuck shit back in the day, but you apologized, so we good, nigga. Shout out to Michael Vick. He changed the game. I know we had some black quarterbacks back in the day. I get that, Warren Moons and all those guys. I get that. And salute to y'all. But Michael Vick changed the game. Still to this day, black quarterbacks can't throw, they only can run. Still to this day, Lamar Jackson out there, bitch, doing what he do. I don't watch football. I catch little clips here and there. Like motherfuckers talk about it, I catch little clips. But I don't watch football. But shout out to Lamar Jackson, nigga. I wish I was sometimes my morals fuck shit up for me, what I like. But sometimes you gotta sacrifice that. But I wish I could be watching football right now. I want to support. I support Lamar, but I wish I could do a little more than support. But from afar, right? Shout out to Lamar Jackson, nigga. I'm from Baltimore. Shout out to the Ravens. I wish I could support them more than from afar. Shout out to the Ravens, man. Shout out to Lamar. And he couldn't throw. He can't throw. The only thing he can do is run. Okay. He showed you he can throw. You know why Tom Brady quit the NFL? Because his slow ass can't move no more. Shout out to Tom Brady. He the GOAT. He the GOAT. Tom Brady the GOAT. I don't like Tom Brady. Personally, I don't like him. As a football player, I don't really like him. But I don't disrespect his accomplishments. He the GOAT. He the GOAT. He the motherfucking GOAT. He the best quarterback in history. He top 5 greatest football player ever. I don't got him at number 1, but he in the top 5. Cause I don't like Tom Brady personally or as a player. Doesn't mean I get to disrespect him and knock down his accomplishments. Hell no. He the GOAT. When it comes to quarterbacks, he the GOAT. Ain't no quarterback better than him. Nobody. Tom Brady is the GOAT. He the GOAT. Seriously. No, what's his name? The other white boy. Because I loved him back in the day. I grew up on him. Played for San Francisco. Joe Montana. Nigga, Joe Montana was the GOAT back in the day. Tom took that. Tom took that. I ain't gonna lie about that. Let's move on.
Some pick like that, they didn't pick us. And when they did get us, we weren't going to play the glory positions. We don't have to go on defense.
How's that connected to his point that
That's how he won. He had better players.
okay, but he's saying that journalists as experts or people that didn't play the game as experts
I'm saying you're wondering how can you be okay with women coaches in the game? What I was saying to you is because everything evolves. As we accept the expert opinion of someone who wrote about the game, talked about the game, and saw the game as an expert, we start to allow other things to filter in as well.
Okay, so a journalist starts out writing, or most real journalists start out writing, and you got to have the skill to write. And so that's a skill. But journalists aren't becoming coaches. I'm looking at people.
First of all, what woman you know that's getting, like, do he really knows what a lot of these women's skills are? Like, do he really know? He's talking about, women ain't, journalists is not coaches. What do you call a motherfucker that never played football before? That's a coach. Listen, when when you talk about NFL men's football, right? What is a football league? What is a man's? Listen, the only league in the world. There's two actually. It's only two sports that women don't play professionally. You ever notice that? It's only two. Well, maybe three. I'm sorry. I think maybe no. They got women hockey, but it's not as popular. So I say women's. It's three. It's only three professional sports that women don't play professionally. That is football, baseball, and hockey. That's the only thing that women don't play professionally. It's not a professional league out there. But that doesn't mean that they don't play it. None of that shit makes any sense, Jason Whitlock. Just like I told you, young girls do play pee-wee football with men, with young boys. I'm sorry. Now, it get a little different when you get a little older. I get that part. Physically, I get it. But when it's like hockey, I get that too. It's a little physical. You know what I mean? I don't want to see no dude hit no woman. I get it. What's the other one I said? The third one. What's the other one? It was football, hockey, and I don't know why the fuck I'm going blank, but I can't think of it right now. And I just said it. But yeah, listen. I just don't want to see, if that's the case, I don't want to see men coaching, being analysts, or talking about women's sports. If that's the case of what Jason Whitlock is saying. That's my point. Honestly, if you tell them they can't coach or none of that shit, it ain't like they playing for men's sports. They're just coaching and analyzing it. So I shouldn't see men doing it in women's sports. The women's league, I shouldn't see men doing it. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, let's move on.
Looking at people.
No. I was talking about journalists are talking about sports in an expert opinion. Like they're giving expert opinion of a sport.
Give me an example of one.
I'm not doing that.
Journalist. Give me
I'm
one.
not doing that.
Why not?
I will.
Why not?
I will.
I mean,
Pro Football Focus put up a couple years ago, Aaron Donald's being double teamed 70% of the time. I was like, what the hell? So I went in the state. 15 plays. He was doubled 7 times out of these 45 plays. Like who's doing this? Like the other beginning of this
the
year.
Pro Football Focus, that's founded by Chris Collins. Right?
I know who it is, and I spoke to him.
It's a bunch of former coaches that are doing the evaluation.
No, they do it off a mold. Because they did it this year with Khalil Mack had 0% win pass rush. I'll show you the guy. It's in my Twitter. So I hit the guy back and I showed him a clip. I say, that's a win. Under 2.5 seconds, he made the move, quarterback let go the ball. You don't decide when you get the sack. You just have to be there when the opportunity presents itself. Hold on. So I asked him, I said, who is doing these judgments of who's winning one-on-one? It's a model. I say a swimsuit or a hand model. I don't understand. What are we doing here? And who the hell put this model together for you to tell the world if a pass rusher is winning pass rush?
Listen, why are you blaming women for that? 1 cent. Why would you blame women for that? When it comes to football, still to this day, is dominated by men. In every entity. Other than maybe you may have a lot more women in the executive positions and stuff like that, but even in that, the men dominate that. It almost still disgusts me that when you see women on the sideline in football, you see how pretty they are, right? No disrespect to them, because they may be very qualified of speaking about the sport. But I know why a lot of those male chauvinists got them speaking on the game of football. Not saying they ain't qualified, but I know why they got them. Because they pretty. When you look at Fox News, look at Fox News. They got the dumbest women on Fox News. 99% of those women on Fox News, 99% of women on Fox News, they're dumb as shit. And they're only there because they're pretty. It came out already, so I can't make this shit up. It came out that they like women that is very, very pretty to be on a network. They got to look good. Even when you see the black ones. Come on, man. That's always been the model. So you look at the NFL, or they got them on the sides or whatever. Nigga, it's because they pretty. That's all it is. It's a male chauvinist league. Nobody's saying that we gonna see the first woman play football. Get the fuck out of here. Not men's football? Hell no. You don't even have a league for women's football like that. And then when you do have that, right? They in some skimpy shit. They in that skimpy bullshit, that arena skimpy women bullshit. Fuck out of here. That's why Serena Williams, her impact is special. Yeah, she look good, and she can play, and she probably can beat damn near half of the motherfuckers in the men's shit. But she is very good at what she does. Serena Williams, listen, not Serena Williams, but motherfuckers sit there and they be playing games with sexism. Stop doing that. Then you wonder why these extreme women come out here with, you know, the Me Too's and all that. You wonder why. Because there's a bunch of you old sexism niggas sitting there playing this sexism game. You grow the fuck up. We don't live back in the 1990s, 80s, 70s, and 60s and way back then. We don't live that fucking far back then. Nigga, grow the fuck up. Move the fuck on. Show women respect, you goofy ass niggas. The fuck is wrong with you? I told my boss one time. He said, and I had this conversation with him, right? You're not my boss, but he's my manager. Nobody my boss, but I said, you know, I said it in the wrong way. I told the guy, I said, hey man, Motherfuckers were complaining about, she didn't finish the route or whatever. And I was telling this nigga, I told him, I say, man, you know you ain't supposed to put her in that route like that, right? He was like, you had male chauvinists. I'm talking about black dudes. Sitting there was like, oh, no, because she a woman. No, nigga, that's not why I'm saying that. That she couldn't do the job. I said she wasn't experienced to do the job. You just threw her there. One, because she a woman. You threw her in a position that if you throw a dude in that position like that, they ain't got no experience like that, he'll fuck it up too. Listen, I be around male chauvinist motherfuckers and I had to check them. See, I ain't scared to check people. Nah, it ain't because she a woman, nigga. No, it was because she wasn't. You don't put nobody that don't have that experience like that. You don't do that. Because it's plenty of women there at that job that can do what I do just as better than me or as equal as me. I know that for a fact. The person that trained me was a woman. I guarantee she can do my routes, even still right now, better than me. She trained me. I give her fucking respect. Fuck out of here. She a woman, that's why she couldn't do it. Get the fuck out of here. No. Sometimes you don't put people in situations where they're not experienced. Got nothing to do with them being a woman or a man. I done seen men quit. I done seen men, work our job and lead a truck. Fuck this job. Left the whole truck with the load in it. Left all the packages in that shit and left it. At least she came back with some of the fucking packages, nigga. People play games, man. Let's move on. We gonna get out of here, man. Listen. I try to tell y'all, man, all the time. Stop allowing people to say shit that don't make no sense. That's all it is. Leave your comments, hit the like button. It's your boy, Mr. OBF. Peace and love to the world.